Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to this new lesson in our book Focus. Today's objective is ask for and give advice about health. To attain this objective, we're gonna go through some steps. So let's discover them together. In this slide, we have the expressions that we're going to try to explain in order to understand the dialogues better. The first one is, what's the matter? When somebody asks what's the matter, it means what's wrong? Or maybe the one that doctors use a lot, what seems to be the problem. And all of them mean roughly the same thing, which is what's the problem? Clear? Let's move now to the second expression, I don't feel well. Well, this expression simply means I have a health problem. Okay? Let's move to the third one, to exercise. To exercise, we know exercise as a noun, but to exercise is a verb and it simply means to play or do a sport. Okay? Well, let's move to medicine. Medicine. Well, we can have lots of categories of medicine. For example, syrup, ointment, or aspirin. Nice? Is it clear? Good. The last expression I'd like to explain is lose weight. Lose weight. And here is a picture showing us the process of losing weight. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next slide then. And here are the three pictures that are going to help us understand the three dialogues better. So I'd like you to try to describe and interpret them. Okay? While you can pause the video, take your time, about 1 minute at most, they're very easy, then play it again. And here are some suggestions. For the first picture, we have two girls in a park, and one of them is putting her hand on her head. Perhaps she's sick. Okay? Well, let's see some suggestions about the second picture. So we have two boys. They can be friends. One of them is putting his hands on his stomach. Perhaps he has a stomachache. Okay? And let's move to the last picture. So we have two girls. They are standing close to each other. Maybe they are comparing their height and build. Okay? Well, let's move then. To check our guessings and suggestions, my students, I'd like you to read the three dialogues carefully, okay? And now it's time to complete this true or false exercise. There we have an example. The example says Nora has a toothache. Of course, it's false. Nora has a headache. Okay? Well, of course, you're gonna pause the video again, do it, then play the video again. And here are the answers. For number one, Nora feels well. Here you can either say false, Nora doesn't feel well, or false, Nora has a headache. Okay? For number two, Jim doesn't have a temperature. This one is true. Let's move to number three. Jim can't play football. And of course, it's true. Good. Number four then. Sarah should eat a lot of bread. This one again, it's false, and you have two options. The first one is you can say false, Sarah shouldn't eat a lot of bread, or false, Sarah should eat more fruit and vegetables. Okay? Let's move now to the last one. Sarah should exercise in the afternoon. It's false. Sarah should exercise every morning. Okay, everyone? Good. To fill in this table, we have to read the three dialogues again. And let me read the headings for you as well as the examples. Number one, ask about health. And as an example, we have what's the matter? Number two, answer about health. The example, I don't feel well. Number three, ask for advice. The example says, what should I do? The last column, give advice. And as an example, we have, you should take a rest. Okay, everyone? Well, let's do it together. For asking about health, we can say what's the matter, or is it your head? Good. Do you have a temperature? What seems to be the problem? Excellent. So column number one, done. Number two, answering about health, you can say, I don't feel well. And another example, I have a headache. A third example from the dialogue, my stomach hurts. Okay, let's move now to asking for advice. The example that I gave says, what should I do? In the dialogue we can find, is that all? And we can add, what do you advise me? Okay, the last column now, give advice. The example I gave you, you should take a rest. And in the dialogue we can find, why don't you take an aspirin? Number three, you'd better eat more fruit. And here is another example from the dialogue. Don't forget to, etc. A last example from the dialogue again. You shouldn't, etc. Okay, everyone? Thanks. Let's move to the next slide then. For the role play, my students, I'd like you to study these two situations here, okay? Then, student number one, you are the patient. You choose two problems from the table below. Student number 2, you are the doctor. You choose two remedies for your patients. You rehearse, then you act out the dialogue. But let me tell you that you're gonna have enough time to do this because I'm giving you all of these as a homework. Okay, everyone? Goodbye. See you.